Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video what I'm going to be doing is kind of talking and working on and about the Mac Pro. That didn't really make sense, but whatever. So I've been having a ton of issues with this machine, and they're getting to the point where it's making the machine actually unusable, and so I am going to be trying to fix them and whatever. So before I start working, I'm going to tell you the issues, and I'm going to go kind of in a chronological order here. So, probably 3 months after I got the machine, the PCIe cooling fan would go to 75% and stay there for no reason, even when nothing was hot or the machine was at idle. And then probably, if I left the machine running, probably 16 to 36 hours later, the fan would slow down to a normal idle speed. So that was the first problem I started having. The second one came quite a bit later, probably around March or whatever, and that was the machine would basically not turn on. I used to always either turn my machine off when I would go to bed, or I would put it in sleep mode when I wasn't using it. And so I did that one time, and then I hit the power button and nothing. The machine wouldn't boot. And so I've been having that problem ever since. And actually tonight, more on this later, I had to basically like power cycle it 10 to 15 times, and then it finally started working. So there's that. Another thing is, I'm trying to think, there's other problems and I can't remember them right now, but I had a list in my head going on. So fan, which I don't have the fan issue anymore really. It kind of went away, and it'll come back every now and then. But actually, when I turn the machine on, the fan goes up really high, but then it slows down. Like it starts slowing down almost immediately. From there, um, there was the power issue. There's one other thing, and if I think about it, I'll say it. But it's making. Oh yeah, I remember. So right now, or tonight, what happened was I kind of have to tell a story about this, but I have a breaker in my breaker panel in the house, and my brother and my brother's bedroom and my room share that breaker, and it's a 15 amp breaker, which, I mean, it's kind of stupid to have two rooms off a 15 amp breaker, in my opinion. So what happens is we always trip the fuse, and so the last probably 36 hours, it's tripped 4 times for some reason. So I don't think it's that we're drawing too much power, which my brother went away to college 2 weeks ago actually, so it's not that. I think there is a wiring fault or some kind of electrical fault that's causing that, and my parents don't really seem to care. So can't really do anything about that in that case. But I've been having a ton of power cuts to this machine recently, and tonight what happened was the power to my room went out, and of course Mac Pro is running because I can't turn it off. So the machine lost power, and then basically when I went to turn it back on, it wouldn't turn on. So I hit the power button, and then sorry, I can't talk today. It's late, I'm tired, and I just want to get this fixed. But I would hit the power button, relay and the power supply would trip, and then it would trip back off a couple seconds later. And then I did that like 10 times, and it still wouldn't turn on. So I unplug it, plug it back in, hit the button again, nothing, and 3 more of those cycles later, it actually turned on. And then when it turned on, it was like painfully slow, like crawling. And if you remember back to the MacBook Air videos, um, basically it was like the SMC was messed up, and the system was acting or responding slowly. It was like that. So yeah, those are the main issues I've been having. And after PRAM resets and restarts and shutdowns and power cycles, still having that issue. And I'm just not having it. I've put over $2,000 into this machine in the course of time that I've owned it. This machine beats a 4790K overclock to 4.6 in multi-core. So it's like insanely powerful, this machine, and I'm not going to just have that power sitting after paying a ton of money to have it. So yeah, now that it's been 5 minutes, I'm going to start working on it. So the first thing I want to try, and really the only thing I want to try, is Apple hardware test. And up until a few days ago, I thought that was something that Apple only gave to their technicians and whatever. But with help from Kyle's tech channel, he actually told me about this. What you can do is you hold down a keyboard command or a keyboard shortcut at boot, and it'll just go into Apple hardware test, and you can test the machine. It worked on my MacBook Air. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. But the problem is with this video card, the RX 480, we don't get a boot menu until it's in an operating system, and I'm not sure if Apple hardware test is going to support that card at all. So I'm going to remove that. I'm also going to remove the USB 3 card, just kind of reduce the machine down to a more stock configuration. So, and then I'm going to put its old 5770 in. So, and then just have it connected to the display and everything. These screws are really tight. I can just barely get this one. I actually forgot the keyboard shortcut for Apple hardware test, so I'm gonna have to look that up quickly. So RX 480, this is a really nice card. Really happy with it. It's the 8GB card, so it kind of sucks because you can't buy them anymore, but I would love to like put that one in Crossfire, I think it is, with another 480 in my next machine, because two 480s beat a 1080, I believe, if I remember. That was like a year ago when the 480 and the 1080 came out, so I don't remember exactly. And I'm gonna actually pull this card out and connect the PCIe power first, because I can actually see the connector. It's in the machine, I can't. So let's go ahead and pop that in and then close that. So the machine, or the card, is pretty much locked in as best as it's going to be. And then the display cable, which is a DVI to HDMI cable going to this monitor, is going to go in there. Just going to kind of screw it in a little bit, not all the way though. And then let's power cycle it. I'm not going to say turn it on, because it's not going to turn on. I have like 10 clips in my camera roll of this not turning on. It actually became kind of an inside joke between me and myself, because basically I would have the power issue, and then when I'd go to record it, it would turn on right away. So let's try it. And you can see it does that. Alright, so it started, and then I'm going to hold down D, because D is the shortcut you use. I think. Yeah. Something I haven't seen in a long time is the screen, because I don't get a boot screen, of course. I'm thinking if I ever like do triple monitors with this, I'm gonna run the two main displays off the 480 and then have the third display run off a 5770 or something, just so I can have access to a boot menu. So, I mean, because boot menus are kind of important for stuff like this. So, holding down D, and should get a spinning globe come up, and what it's doing, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have this figured out, is it is booting off of Apple's servers, like a net boot kind of thing, but over the internet. So also I have it connected via gigabit through my switch to the router. So my hand is getting really tired because I'm like pressing with like kind of too much force on my keyboard. I don't know why. That's really annoying. You guys probably can't see what's going on at all, actually, just realized. But yeah, it's booting into OS 10, not Apple hardware test. Let me just keep holding down D and pan camera over. Oh, you guys can kind of see what was going on. But yeah, so this is my user. I kind of made a small bet with Kyle, not like money or anything, but I was kind of joking around that it wouldn't work. So Kyle, there you go. Didn't work, called it. So I'm going to restart again. Let me show you. Oh, see, now it works fine, right? Then my server comes up, lovely. So yeah, that seems to have fixed itself or something, but yeah, I'm gonna try this again. If you hold down Option, you don't get that, by the way. Learn that at work. Option does a lot of things on the Mac. This is gonna be a real pain if this doesn't work. I actually should have bet money with Kyle because, I mean, honestly, this is just one of those things where when you need it to work, it's not going to work, or when you want it to work, it's not going to. So, kind of want to try it on my server as well, just to see if it does work. Wonder if it has something to do with the machine's age, because this is from 2009, of course. So, just gonna move that a little bit closer so I have my MacBook Air behind the frame, which the MacBook Air has been doing absolutely just fine, helping me out and being my main machine while this machine has not been working. So what was I going to look up? 2009 Mac Pro Apple hardware test. And you can see that, like, it's not having it. This doesn't make me happy. You see, on October 9th, 2012, posted on the Apple forums, a guy named Tricksters posted, right article. Quote, neither reboot, holding D, or Option D does anything. The article indicates that internet-based version only works on computers that shipped with Lion. This Mac Pro shipped with Leopard. See, that doesn't make me happy. So I'm gonna shut the machine down and just kind of like let it sit there and do nothing until I get this fixed, but I'll probably continue filming this video once I figure something out, because I'm probably not going to buy the Apple hardware test discs. I'm just not going to do that. I'll probably think of something. I'm honestly thinking about just using the server Mac Pro as my workstation and then using my PowerEdge 2950 as the server, which I've never made a video about that. I got that during my hiatus, as PowerPC Hub would say, which hopefully that guy's going to start uploading again. Great videos. Anyway, with that said, that's going to be it for now. So I'll figure something out and then continue the video then.